What's up, everybody? Omega here, and today I'm joined by,
Lady Omega.
and we're going to talk a little bit about this new legendary fusion hero, Moroz.
Moroz.
And we'll talk a little bit about his card and what he does and where we think he can be useful.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about these epic girls that you will need from the event to fuse him.
Yes, we're suspecting that the Everlasting Blizzard will work similar to the Mrs. Claus fusion last year.
Where we needed the reindeer girls in order to
Right.
fuse her.
Let's hope that we don't have to do as much grinding to get these, but it really is worth the grinding when you're chasing after a legendary hero.
Right, so
And Mrs. Claus is used everywhere.
right,
Let's just face it, she's great.
especially since a fusion hero is basically a free hero if you look at it that way, similar to Stridebog.
You're going to have to work hard. It's
Guinevere.
expected.
You're going to have to work hard to get him, but it's going to be a legendary that anybody can get.
It's expected. If you're given everything in the game, it's not going to be as fun.
Right.
Right. So if we head over to the Iron Clans where we'll find Moroz, he's quite interesting.
Yeah, he looks really interesting. I love his animation, first of all. He looks really cool.
I can't wait to see his live animation.
Right.
So that's
We're excited.
Yeah, so if you tome him all the way to a level 8, he deals damage based on 10% of caster's max HP and 2,000% target speed to all enemies. 100% chance to inflict decreased attack to all enemies for 3 turns.
Right, so he's now a legendary hero that's introduced to the game that's going to be doing damage based on how fast your enemy is, and he is going to be a Custer buster.
Yes, yes. So he seems to be built for offense instead of defense.
So
to get all those arena teams that has all those Custers in there and all those speed, because the game is built on speed. So
speed is the name of the game, and I have a feeling that's why they developed this hero to deal with Custer teams. And any hero that's going to do 2,000% target damage based on the speed of the enemy is going to be a lot of damage, and it's really going to help you.
I find it very interesting that he deals damage 2 different ways.
He does. He has a 2 ways to deal damage. I think that's going to be awesome. And he has a 100% chance to inflict decreased attack to all enemies for 3 turns.
Which makes it where your enemy's not going to hurt you so bad.
That is an AoE attack debuff, and that's going to be pretty awesome to have. Now, we do want to put a little bit of a disclaimer out there for you guys, since these heroes aren't actually in the game yet, and we're just reviewing their cards. We'll follow up and we'll talk a little bit more about how we think they're doing once we have them. Sometimes it's hard to gauge how a hero is going to perform just by reading their card, because there's some heroes in the game you look at their cards and you're kind of like,
this hero is so great.
And then when you actually get them into play and get them equipped, they might not be so
as good as you felt
right,
like they would be.
But usually when GL does a fusion hero, a legendary, it's a great hero that you want.
You want that hero. So moving on to his passive, So Cold. To a level 8, he deals 50% more damage to red enemies, receives 50% less damage from red enemies. Whenever he receives critical damage from special ability, he has a 100% chance to inflict freeze on random enemy for 2 turns. He's immune to freeze, and a mana gain increased by 1.
Guys, that is a huge passive.
That is awesome, because anytime you can freeze an enemy, it doesn't stop their mana from building, but it will stop them from using their special. And a lot of times, if they pick that hero for that team, then it's going to be they're going to need that special to go off.
Absolutely, they're going to need that to go off. And if they're missing turns with it, yeah.
Right, and just to be able to, and people's building up on crit damage with their attackers.
Absolutely.
So if they hit that crit,
yep,
somebody's going to sleep. Not sleep. Somebody's getting froze.
Yeah, somebody's getting frozen.
Which is not, and it's there. We have a few heroes like this in the game, but not one that inflicts freeze over a critical hit.
Right. So that's going to be really interesting to see what kind of teams he's going to work in. But I mean, so far he looks like an awesome offensive hero.
I'm going to go after him.
For sure.
For sure.
And we did want to point out that he does have a leader skill. It increases the HP of all blue allies by 50%.
Yeah. That's good when you're using multiple blue heroes on the
Absolutely.
team. Which the game is blue heavy, and it's turning into be yellow also.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's been going to that direction. So if we go over into the Empire, you will find the new epic Snow Maidens.
Yeah, they are in a different clan. That's a little bit new to the game.
And
it's unusual.
And it's off. It's a little off. So if we start, we're going to start with the green one, Oris. When you level her, which there's not too many levels. There are only 3. So
there's
3
only
books.
There's only 3 books to skill her up, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. But she grants increased critical chance to all allies for 3 turns and grants Color Master to all allies for 3 turns.
Color Master is super helpful.
Yes. Color Master means that all of her tiles will do just as much damage as her strong tiles does. So
correct.
It's
So the color affinity isn't going to affect her in a negative way. She's still going to do tile damage.
And do the same.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely.
If you look over Aurora
Borealis
yep.
grants increased speed for 4 turns and heals all allies for 10% of targets max HP whenever an ally dies. So if an ally on your team gets killed, she's going to do an AoE heal to everybody else. And a mana gain increased by 1. So that's a pretty cool passive to have.
Anytime you can increase the speed of your heroes, it's going to be worth it. I don't know how useful she's going to be because there's a lot of heroes out here that does similar things.
Yeah.
But I find that most all heroes are useful in certain areas of the game. But
time will tell on these epics, guys. But there's a couple that we do really like that we're gonna highlight for you.
Yep, Frosty. Frostblock. Level 8 grants protective shield to all allies based off on 25% of target's max HP for 4 turns. Grants increased resistance to all allies for 4 turns. I'm sorry.
And this game is becoming really resistant, reliant
because of dot heroes.
Because of dot heroes and just any kind of debuff, stuns, and everything. So. Resistance is one of the more important actually elements for all of your heroes in this game, whether it's a support hero, a healer, a tank, an attacker.
What I found interesting with reading this card, she's a Christmas hero, and the reindeers are Christmas heroes, also from a previous season. But
yeah, that's pretty cool.
But some of those reindeer girls, and I don't remember which ones they are, but will do more damage because of protective shield.
Right.
So the reindeer girls taken against one of these girls will benefit you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And 4 turns is also big.
Yeah, that's huge. She also does have a really nice leader skill, which increases the resistance of all allies in guild-related battles, so by 40%.
Right, that's resistance if you can't land dots on a team that's reviving, and it can be a real headache. Like their tiles that end up killing you, they don't need a special at all.
Right.
So if you move over to her passive, whenever a sleep status is inflicted on her, she removes it and deals 1 damage to all allies and herself. Speed increased by 6 for every living ally, and a mana gain increased by 1.
So that's definitely an interesting. That's definitely an interesting passive where she'll remove sleep from herself just automatically.
Instead of being immune to it. She just removes it and also does 1 damage to all the allies and herself. I guess she's punishing herself for waking everybody up.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I know I'm grumpy when I wake up.
Or waking herself up.
Right.
She don't wake up everybody. It's just herself.
Yeah.
Okay, if we move on, we're going to go to Twillis. Last Resort. She grants increased attack to all allies for 4 turns, grants increased defense to all allies for 4 turns, and a 100% chance to grant increased accuracy to all allies for 4 turns. Those 4 turns, I like anything really above 3, but when I can get a 4-turn hero, I am super excited.
Absolutely, and you'll need to fully book level her for that. But I mean, even in the beginning, she still does it for 2 turns, but. That's at skill level 1. Once you get the
only a 70% accuracy, so
yeah.
You really want to book. Yeah. You really want to book her.
Yeah, you definitely want to skill level her if you get her, in order for her skills to be maxed out and for her turn advantage to be longer than just 2.
I think my favorite thing about this one is probably her passive, because speed is the biggest thing in the game.
Absolutely.
Really. but her speed is increased by 30, mana gain increased by 2. A big increase in mana gain there.
Yeah, she's a support hero and a buffer, so in that situation, you want to make her fast to begin with, and because of her passive, it's already going to add 30 more speed to however fast you make her.
And if you're having a hard time finding artifacts with speed, you're getting it immediately from her passive.
Yeah.
So it's awful.
And
it's
a mana gain increased by 2, which is going to fire her up a lot quicker.
It's double than a lot of the heroes in the game.
Yeah.
So our last one and our most favorited hero
is Clody.
And her mana gain is huge. She already has the highest mana gain of all the girls. She's sitting at a 24.
She starts out with a 24 mana gain, which is going to be very important.
Yes. So her special ability is the Winter Breeze. At a level 5, she grants increased resistance to all allies for 5 turns. Grants spell shield to allies for 5 turns. 5, we think 4 is big, but 5 is a complete wave.
Yeah.
That's a whole wave of heroes. So I'm super excited about this hero.
I am too. She looks awesome.
The increased resistance, and a lot of these heroes seems like they have a lot. It's built on the basis of resistance.
Absolutely. Yep. And it's going to be important to have her as a support hero in your team.
Yes. Her passive will show you why that resistance makes her very important. She grants immunity for 3 turns to all allies at the start of each wave. Right.
So she's going to automatically just put immunity on everybody at the beginning of each wave.
Without a special.
Just from her passive. That's pretty awesome to have.
Yes.
And that's what I think makes her the best one of this bunch.
Each wave. That's important to know. So before her turn, before that wave goes, she's immediately casting this immunity. And what makes this a headache is because of her special and her increase. And also her passive is the increased resistance of all allies by 150% when affected by immunity. That is nuts to me. It's going to be so hard to dispel that immunity.
Yeah, so not only does she just automatically put immunity on the whole team, because they have immunity on them, their resistance is going to go up by 150%. I mean, that's crazy.
So when you bring your Dispeller in here against this chick, make sure her accuracy, whichever Dispel hero you bring, make sure their accuracy is way up there. It has to be ridiculous to dispel these. It's going to be
at 200% or higher. It's going to need to be.
It has to be. But yeah, so that's why Clody is our favorite.
Clody is our favorite. And again, time will tell. Everybody's going to have to, well, not have to, but you really want to use these girls as fusion when you get them, once you complete the event. But later on, when you're able to, if you want to get them again to keep or use in your team, if you get duplicates down the road, one to fuse with and then one to keep and build, she's probably our favorite of the bunch.
She is.
So the event is supposed to be starting here in a little while. We're probably going to do...
Oh, look.
And
compensation.
We got some compensation, so that's good for the event delay. Thank you, Gemstone Legends. We love when you guys do stuff like that.
They're really good to compensate.
We appreciate that. All right, so back to what I was saying.
It starts in 8 minutes.
We'll do a hero video, an event video review. Once that comes out, we'll follow up with that for you guys. Once again, we thank you for checking out our channel and the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Omega.
Lady Omega.
Peace out.